What's going on, guys? Counting Gains back here again with some more legendary reactions. So today we got how Californians reacted to new drunk driving laws in 1980s. So this is basically clips from news reports talking to people in the 80s about drunk driving and new breathalyzer tests and stuff like that. This one should be absolutely hilarious, guys. Obviously in Ireland, we have a strict law where you're not even allowed any sort of alcohol, in your system whatsoever while you're driving. It used to be like 5 pints back in the 80s. Then it got reduced down to like 3, 2, 1. Then it got reduced down to like a little bit. And then now it's completely, you're not allowed to have any alcohol in your system in Ireland when you're operating a vehicle, a nice driving vehicle. So this one should be absolutely crazy, guys. I'm sure the comments will be nuts. Make sure to subscribe. Let's get it.
Have you seen this clip on social media recently? It's a TV news report from the 1980s showing how people in California at the time reacted to new laws against drunk driving.
Mine's drinking and driving.
Any attempt to restrict drinking and driving here is viewed by some as downright undemocratic.
It's kind of getting communist when a fella can't put in a hard day's work, put in 11, 12 hours a day, and then get in your truck and at least drink 1 or 2 beers.
That's kind of true, guys. You know, he said it's communistic. They always used communism back in the day. But 1 or 2 beers, I mean, I guess if you have 1 or 2 beers, you can kind of do a lot of stuff. Driving, maybe not so much, because it definitely decreased. You know, when you see the law, guys, nowadays, you can see how much drunk driving decreased the amount of deaths there were. So drunk driving laws are actually good. Like, you know, it's just kind of funny. You know, he uses that as an example. Just have 1 or 2 beers and just walk home then if you want to, you know, I don't know.
They're making it laws where you can't drink when you want to. You have to wear a seatbelt when you're driving.
Dude, she's a baby in the car. What the hell? She doesn't want to wear a seatbelt. She has a baby in the car.
Pretty soon we're going to be a communist country.
The clip was posted by popular
Communist country.
TikTok account Cali Nostalgia, and so far it has more than 3 million views. So what's actually going on here? California has had DUI laws on its books since at least 1911,
Ooh.
but in the decades following, drunk driving laws weren't enforced at the level we see today. By the early 80s, intoxicated driving had become something of an epidemic, with more than 250,000 drunk driving deaths occurring between 1973 and 1983.
That's a lot,
By one
guys.
1985 estimate, the issue was responsible for approximately $21 billion in property damage.
Jesus. Like I said, guys, drunk driving laws are actually a good thing, right?
Which is roughly $60 billion by 2023 standards.
Jeez.
Drunk driving was apparently so bad at this time that entire organizations were created solely to fight, such as Mothers Against Drunk Driving, aka
yeah.
MAD, which was formed in 1980. Those groups placed enormous pressure on lawmakers to crack down on drunk driving, and it worked. The people in this viral video are reacting to a new California law that lowered the legal blood alcohol limit from 0.15 to 0.10. Now the federal limit is even lower, 0.08.
Yeah, so in Ireland it's 0.00, guys. You can't have any, right? It used to be 0.1010, but now it's 0.00. It's 0, right?
Despite the anger from these Californians, there's no denying that these types of motor safety laws work. In 1980, there were roughly 51,000 deaths involving fatal car crashes in the US.
That's a lot.
In 2020, that number was reduced to approximately 38,000, even though the United States population actually grew by 100 million in those 40 years.
That's
Perhaps
savage.
there's a lesson here for the people who are easily upset by the safety considerations of today.
As you've probably read by now, the Consumer Product Safety Commission has suggested the government will soon ban gas stoves. But apparently, and nobody knew this until like a week ago, these stoves are a hidden hazard that we must eliminate.
They want your gas stove, and we're not going to let that happen.
I tell you one thing, they're not taking my gas stove out, and my wife and I would both be upset.
They want to take gas stoves out because if you guys ever watched the end of You season 3 on Netflix, he like basically burns down the house with a gas stove. If you let the gas leak come out, then, you know, just inhaling the gas can actually make you pass out and kill you. But if you light a match in that, it could freaking light the whole house on fire. It could actually blow up your house. Like, your house would literally blow up because the gasoline, the fumes coming out of that propane tank will be so insane that, you know what I mean, you'll have a serious problem on your hands. Hope you guys all enjoyed that. I love you all. Do you guys agree with the drunk driving laws here in Ireland? Maybe some of you do, maybe some of you don't. I don't really know what exactly the laws are here, but it's like I know for a certain you're not allowed to have any alcohol in your system when you drive now. Like, it's kind of a bit ridiculous, like maybe a tiny bit just in case you were drinking like a few hours ago and then, you know, you're good to go now type thing, you know. But, you know, the law is the law. We're gonna hopefully, you know what I mean, hopefully it lowers the death rates. I love you guys all, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.